questions. This article is talking about what boys think about and what they really want. There is a new culture between teenagers called hookup culture. Hookup culture, which can refer to any kind of physical intimacy, ranging from kissing to intercourse. Generally speaking, boys want sex, and they actually spend a lot of time thinking about it. However, so do girls. Maybe everyone would be surprised about it, that teen boys face many of the same challenges as girls and long for the same things. For example, boys fall in love easily, have their hearts broken, and have very complicated feelings about the hypersexualized culture that they live in. They really want to be open about their emotions with their families or friends. However, the environment they live in now discourage them to do this. Fortunately, many digital communication has developed new ways for boys to express their feelings to girls. Hookup culture has really changed that so much in recent decades and has altered how boys see their female peers. According to the Gun Measure Institute, only 16% of teens have had sex by 15. That causes the birth rate to drop to the lowest level in the 73 years. Among students from grade 9 to 12 who said they have sexual intercourse actually dropped from 54.1% to 47.4%. On the other hand, the suicide rate of boys is 4 times higher than girls in the 15 to 19 age. Girls may often report attempted suicide. However, boys are much more likely to die from suicide. The fact is not so surprising. One reason is that boys are more or less likely to share their emotion or report their depression. It is really difficult for us to help them. Another reason is that boys do not have an adulthood they believe in and can talk about the connection between sex and relationship like girls. What's more, when boys become a man, they begin to talk less. Recent research shows that boys get every bit as emotionally invested in adolescent relationships as girls do. The researchers found that boys report significantly lower levels of confidence compared with girls in navigating their romantic relationship. Nevertheless, boys had the same levels of emotional engagement as girls. In fact, boys feel their romantic partners has great power and influence in their relationship. tears were their words. And sometimes many boys took betrayal quite hard. Boys want to be able to talk about their emotions and be taken seriously. If we really want to talk to them, we need to let them know we do not assume anything about them or their friend.
Hello everyone, I'm going to introduce the extra knowledge in the next 5 minutes. Young girls and boys have different thoughts and perceptions in many parts. Their next actions also exist huge differences. No matter the emotions or the attitude of the sexual intimacy, teenagers use different ways to face it. There are some examples I will tell you later. First, I observe that many boys try to know and experience sex earlier than the most girls. However, girls in these sections are slower than most boys. Even the most shallow boys could smarter than the girls in this discuss. But thanks to the internet, more and more girls could have this knowledge as rich as the boys. So, to be honest, in the same age, boys could have the earlier and real physical sex experience than most girls. There are some reasons cause this phenomenon. One is the inborn differences of the brain. Another is the education. And the other is the universal values of the society and some else. This article also mentioned about 60s and 80s generations differences in the sexual attitude. One reason is the development of media. Through more and more open media, teenagers can understand word sex earlier than the 60s. However, so they are exposed by the media almost all day, the sex education is still inadequate. In fact, teenagers can receive wrong message if they accept the poor website. Therefore, teachers and parents should tell them the true concepts opportunely. The other different section between the 60s and 80s is that 60s just think sex is an activity of the reproduction. Some families even allowed husbands to take 2 wives like the ancient emperor, in the pace of the trend of the time. Modern people don't think so, neither do the 80s. For them, sex is a wonderful experience for love. They deepen their love through this great activity. By the way, everyone should respect each other when they talk about this topic. Some girls may feel uncomfortable when boys tease them with the yellow jokes. The main reason is that they felt they were attacked by the yellow jokes. Some parents are too shy to discuss about sex with their children, in particular with their baby sons. Most teenagers come to understand the ashamed word by their friends, movie, music, TV, or internet. So they may learn about sex education in school. They still have a lot of daydreams and questions indeed. My father had told me the severity and the importance of the sex. His purpose is to increase our vigilance. Otherwise, we may get hurt without enough knowledge. But for most families, discussing how to use condoms is an unspeakable topic. I have some methods to resolve these problems. Parents can through the significant work or daily things to talk with their children, or when they are adolescents, try to answer their questions, or when they fall in love. It will be too late to discuss too. And next one.
I'm going to talk about one example about parents always pay more attention on girls. There is a story about a 19-year-old boy, and he fell in love in high school. At first, he felt his girlfriend is beautiful and has a great personality, but after a month, he started to hear some rumor about his girlfriend. Someone told him his girlfriend with other boys at a party. And when he asked his girlfriend, she confessed. After the scene, he cried because he didn't want to lose her. And at the scene, he never considered going to his parents for advance for breakup. And although his parents are amazing, they are not really concerned about him. He said his parents will pay more attention to his sister's feelings if they have the same experience. In this story, we can realize many people think females are more fragile than males and need to be protected. But actually, males are need to be concerned. And even some males are more sensitive than females. And the reason why many people think is because when a girl is said, she is not afraid to show it. But almost boys don't know how to express their feelings. And next example is about digital dalliance. I'm going want to talk about do boys always obsess over the way girls do. Nowadays, many people through Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat to take some message about sex or send some girls' picture they were supposed to be private. There is a story about a boy got some picture from a girl at school. And this picture in various stages of novelty and come with a message is you are special and no one else can see this. But eventually the boys discover the girl sent this picture to all her special, and many people have got it. And now in the children, the emoticon and the word they use is significant because it may mean something and the conversation will go somewhere. And the reason why the girls do such this thing is they want to get attention or in response to requests from a boy or to compete with other girls. And for boys, they will feel get sexy images, will raise their social status and feel it's a big ego boost. That's why many boys obsess over the way girls do. And so maybe someone will find his or her true love online. But actually more and more people just want to look for a good time with someone. So it is a big problem when we use internet now.
Hello everyone, and now I'm going to talk about the teenagers' attitude about sex. Lost in translation, teenagers may not be having sex all that much earlier than previous generations were, but their culture is far more saturated with sexual language and imagery. And the example is a teenager who is Ricky Costa, and he is a 20-year-old boy. And he said that sex is a sport to my generation, for girls too. And he said, I have friends who just want to have sex with me, but it's nothing real. And he told a story about a moment when he felt caught between his sexual desire and the expectations for guys when it comes to sex. And the story is about a girl. She wanted to offer to give him oral sex, and he felt conflict. He said, actually, he never told her that he didn't love her. Actually, he could have walked away, but he didn't want to hurt her feelings, and he worried that if he rejected her, she would get angry. And the guilt came later. He said, "I wanted, but it felt bad at the same time. And I felt like a man poor, and I really regret treating her like that." And here's the one psychologist, Andrew Smaller, he said, and he has spent decades studying the sex of teenagers, and he said, "We have been teaching girls to be in charge of their own sexuality, but we are still teaching boys the same thing." And here are the other example. Brian. He is an 18-year-old boy, and he told the story about a girl he really liked. And he said he believed that they were moving forward, but until he saw the girl making up with another guy at a party, and it really broke her heart. He said, "I talked to her afterward, and she acted as though what we had was nothing. It's horrible, especially the guy was a friend of mine." So here are two examples about these two boys. And the next topic is the bro code. Boys' friendship may not seem that complicated. Ask about their inner circle. They'll tell you things like, "I'll do anything for a friend." Some will respond with declarations of the bro code. But within these friendships, there are often moments of deep betrayal and manipulation. Boys' rules are much more stable than girls. They spend a great deal of time trying to avoid conflict. When these bro-code rules are violated, boys often lack the skill to talk about it with one another. And here are the examples about Drake. He tells a story.
Just stop here. Where's your implications and extended information? Which part is the implication? So Liu Guanting talks about the implications of the issue, and which part is the extended information?